I do designs for websites. I do some video editing, well-rounded graphic design tasks. For the past 15 years, I've dabbled within graphic design and art. I started in the t-shirt industry. It opened the door for me to do like things that I always wanted to do. T-shirt world was huge. Most people had their t-shirt companies. I even tried to have one at some point. I do a lot of art on the side, a lot of illustrations, different medias. Only what pays the bills is graphic design, still striving to and still creating on the side. That's what creatives do. Was born in the States, grew up in Mexico. My family just was missing their family, like we're big family oriented folks. And then later on in my teens, I'm in Michigan, we're like, hey, like we can take care of you if you want to like come over and take advantage of like education and whatnot. I was always into like drawing. English is my second language. Two things that I understood pretty well were math, also art. I've always found it like such a great way to express myself, and I've been working on those skills since I remember and still working on them. I went to high school, learned English. I found peace and I don't know, just a lot of joy in the art department. And I'm grateful that like many of my teachers encouraged me to pursue the arts and take a look into colleges. I had a good time in Michigan. I went to college there, did 4 years in this program that it's focused on design, illustration, anything that Adobe had at the time. So yeah, we just called it digital media. Took those years and I spent it on working on illustrations and drawings of cartoons. I was really into cartoons back in the day, and combining that with like the idea of like, oh, we can do our own t-shirts, like that DIY mentality, right? We can do our own t-shirts, our own posters. Like street art was starting to be massive again. That was like the dream at the time. I graduated college, and in the meantime, I was talking with a t-shirt company out of Southern California, and they offered me a job, and the pay wasn't the greatest now looking at it. And I mean, but at the same time, I was like, oh, like I've never gotten paid like that much in my entire life. So it sounded like a lot to me, but started with that, just like a leap of faith to take an adventure and start this job, right? I was there for a few years. Yeah, we were making like cool shit, a lot of cool shit. I never got to see the daylight. A few years later, just to complete this cycle of the story, like, yeah, I decided to pursue on my art, but I wanted to try something else and still apply those skills that I learned there and be on a different spectrum of design. Along the way, like I really just growing up, I really enjoy how people took this avenue and it got expanded into like things that we call merch now, right? Like you have t-shirts, you have like books, you have magazines, you have like you could do this on anything. So I thought that was pretty exciting. Fortunately, like things happen. We have the fast fashion industry just completely wrecking the system, right? Those type of decisions just made the quality go down, or playing it too safe, copying, right? Well, not necessarily straight up copying, but it's like, oh, stay within those parameters now. Like it made things sadder for me. I mean, it was out of balance, I would say. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm doing a job but at the end there's also an agenda that we had to fill in to make those dollars, right? But yeah, I was burned out, and that also got me thinking to like, I would like to try something else. And that's where I'm at right now. Well, I decided to join C Drop just because of that do it yourself mentality. I really like the idea behind it. I love the idea of or just many ideas that this whole project touches on, like bring back that energy from 10 years ago, right? Since we're showing designs that, have never been printed or even seen, or I personally haven't really shared these with anyone. So just to like bring him back to life, and not just mine, I mean like other designers that I see that are part of this, they have like fucking cool work, you know, and a lot of that stuff is, I don't know, has years, you know, just being in a hard drive somewhere, and combined with like no wild agendas, right? Like I want to be part of that, you know. I want to show that and perhaps inspire, you know, a little kid to like get to drawing, you know, as some people have done it for me. So I could probably think of 1,000 more, but I mean that those are the main ones.